You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone.
Nonprofit housing is all about people, people living in nonprofits, people working in nonprofits, and people who volunteer their time and energy to make nonprofits great places to live. Every year, ONPHA honors those people who have served their nonprofit for 20 years or more. This year, we are recognizing a group of individuals that represent the broad range of roles in nonprofit housing: volunteers, staff, and service managers. Sonya Van Catholic began her career in nonprofit housing over 30 years ago with the Ontario Housing Corporation. In 1979, she was transferred to the former Peterborough Housing Authority. In Peterborough, Sonya solidified her reputation as a dependable and detail-oriented colleague. As a result of her hard work and dedication, Sonya was promoted to Finance and Administration Manager in 2001 and was instrumental in leading Peterborough through the devolution process. Darlene Cook, General Manager and CEO of the Peterborough Housing Corporation, says, "Her wealth of knowledge, coupled with her attention to detail and eagerness to learn, guided the corporation's financial and administrative growth through the transition and equipped PHC with the foundation needed to stabilize operations and build a solid future." Sonia's career in housing also led to her meeting and marrying her life partner Tony. In their retirement, they will continue to breed and show miniature schnauzers, a passion they have shared for many years. Gary Keith was a natural fit for Victoria Park Homes when the board of directors decided to create their own management and development company. They knew they would need someone in place who had a broad knowledge of the nonprofit housing sector and the ability to act as a strong financial overseer. Gary Keith fit that bill and took over the financial reins of Victoria Park Community Homes Management in 1983. As Manager of Finance and Administration, Gary kept Victoria Park's financial house in order, ensuring that the organization had the resources it needed to fulfill its social mandate. Though not always an easy task, especially through devolution and the benchmarking process, Gary worked tirelessly to ensure that Victoria Park was a financially viable organization. Gary helped steer the organization through some difficult times and was a key contributor to Victoria Park's success. Colin Gage, Victoria Park's executive director, says, "Gary was the financial foundation on which the board of directors relied upon, and Gary's dedication and passion to the corporate mandate was indisputable." While not always out in the forefront, Gary, with his quiet demeanor, was a key contributor in setting the stage for Victoria Park to be a leader in the sector. During his 24 years of service at Victoria Park, Gary helped build a strong foundation for Victoria Park's future. His tenacity and knowledge will be missed by all those who worked with him. Greg Grange has a long and distinguished history in Ontario's nonprofit housing sector. From his early days as management trainee with the Ottawa Housing Authority in 1981 to his role as service manager for the City of Kingston, Greg has proven himself a strong and dedicated leader. During his term as president with the Institute of Housing Management, Greg instilled in others the importance of professionalism within the sector and helped enhance the educational components of IHM's programs. For many, it is Greg's strong and compassionate leadership they will remember the most. Greg led the City of Kingston through devolution and assisted many other housing providers during this difficult time. As a service manager, Greg's sense of humor and professionalism has allowed him to tackle even the most difficult challenges with grace. Barb Butler, General Manager of Townhomes Kingston, says, "Greg is the consummate manager, a true leader and visionary who has dedicated his career to upholding the highest ideals and standards in social housing. He is a man of honesty, integrity, and compassion who has led by example." Greg's incredible sense of humor and quick wit have enriched and benefited both co-workers and tenants alike. He truly is the best of the best. As a volunteer, a mentor, a leader, and a manager, Greg has greatly impacted the organizations and communities he has served over for the last 30 years. As a politician, a leader, and a dedicated volunteer, Trevor Tolley's contributions to his community have been numerous. Trevor joined the board of directors of the Williamsburg Nonprofit Housing Corporation in 1988 as a counselor for Williamsburg Township. Appointed president of the board in 1992, Trevor has led Williamsburg through some rewarding and challenging times. Trevor was integral in the development of McIntosh Seniors Support Center and presided over the building of the Shell Street Group Home for dual diagnosis mentally challenged clients. During the late 1990s, Trevor presided over the planning of 31 units of nonprofit seniors housing. Although there was a huge need for seniors housing in the community, this project, like so many others at the time, was cancelled when the government ended funding for new affordable housing. For Trevor, this was a disappointing and challenging time. Williamsburg attempted to resurrect the project a few years later without success. Unwilling to give up, Trevor and the board at Williamsburg saw their opportunity again under the new affordable housing program. In November 2008, Trevor will finally see the completion of 20 townhouses for tenants over the age of 55. When the new project opens, Trevor will retire from his position after completing the work he started over 12 years ago. ONPHA wants to thank Trevor for his 20 years of volunteer service with the Williamsburg Nonprofit Housing Corporation. Please join me in honoring these 4 individuals for 20-plus years of truly distinguished service. Sonya Van Catholic, Gary Keith, Greg Grange, and Trevor Tolley.
You simply